Hey, everybody. Let's keep building the team. And today I want to talk a little bit about learning people. These are folks who are just naturally curious. You want to know all of the things, and you tend to be good at research and discovery and or looking at data, either studying data or analyzing data or gathering data. People who just are voracious readers or question askers, the kind of folks who just want the information. You have abilities that other people don't have. And if you find partners to be working with, you can do incredible things. So, what do learning people do? You can take a look at how the election officials in your local area are doing. Are they thriving? Are they quitting? Are they getting threats? This is information you can probably find on the internet if you look up your local representatives. Look at the local folks who are local election officials and look at your statewide election officials. You're looking at the Secretary of State in a lot of places, but also at other types of people. Find out how long they've been in their jobs. Find out if they are experienced, if you can find news articles about threats that they've experienced. Learn how the election officials are doing, and that is a starting place for other people to offer support. You can be researching local leaders in your community who have influence over people. Figuring things out like who in our community knows the most folks, who can gather a big group, and this is a starting point for community forums. You can also be looking up the reporting procedures in your community. What happens if something does go wrong with an election? So this is a part of that election monitoring, election mapping strategy. You're trying to figure out if something happens and the election is not proceeding smoothly, or if someone makes a report that they believe that something is not proceeding smoothly, what happens in our community? What are all the steps? In a lot of places, this is complicated. So if you can get the information and be prepared to share it with others, that's going to be a really helpful thing because it's not necessarily easy to find out. You can also take a look at your local school systems or your statewide school systems and find out what, if anything, they are doing about civic and voter education. Remember that voter education is about registering to vote and casting your vote and knowing what's going to happen once you go through the door of your polling place, if you're a polling place state. But you can also be focused on civic education. And that's about things like what the other options are for nonviolent change. So, are the schools talking about petitions, contacting representatives? Are they talking about communication strategies? Are they giving students the ability to understand nonviolent protest? And are they teaching the elements of civil disobedience? All of that fits into civic education, giving as many nonviolent options as possible to make the nonviolent option seem easier than the violent option. And the last thing that you might be able to do is look around your community and figure out who are the people who are good connectors, who have lots of different relationships with lots of different types of people. This will be a little bit easier to figure out if you're in a small town, but you could think about who is engaged in your neighborhood and who's working on groups. If you find the connectors person to person to person and you identify who they are, then you know who are good people to be talking to about election violence, and you know how they can be setting a model for other people to build that resilient community that we're looking for, that community that will not fall for rumors and will not allow escalating waves of violence. That's what the learning people can do. And we'll do one more of these building the team videos next time, and we'll be talking about the creative people.